is the craziest thing I've seen today, hands down. So if you guys want to get your mailboxes burnt down, then definitely join up with the fam. But without further ado, guys, let's just get straight on into triploids, because triploids are actually something I really did want to talk about because it's making the rounds. Like I spoke to you guys earlier, we got some donuts triploids from Humbo. We're going to use this for the hunt, and triploids is something that's really like making the rounds. A lot of people are talking about it. There's a lot of information about it. There's a lot of misinformation about it. So I just wanted to hop on and show you guys sort of like what I think of it, how it can be useful, and just how much of a wave it's making, I guess, for the most part. So I actually seen an article from Forbes, which goes to show how much of a circle it's making that it's hit Forbes has got on here. So Forbes has got a pretty interesting article breaking it all down. This is a super macro of an plant full of trikes, and there's just sort of break it down. And the cultivation of triploid genetics could be the game changer for our industry because it promises higher levels, higher yields, faster growth, and importantly, seedless flowers, right? So a lot of people have been asking, like, is that a bad thing? Seedless flower, is that going to take away from, the beauty of us being able to do what we do, crossing new strains, trying new genetics? But it's not really a new concept in agriculture. Like, if we really think about it, seedless things have been happening for a long time. We think about things like watermelon. We think about things like all sorts of fruits and stuff, and all sorts of stuff. There are literally seedless versions of it, right? So how do we get to that seedless version of it in the first place? And that's where the triploids come in. So for those people who don't know, right, let's just take it a step back, right? Regular plants are all known as diploid, right? They're literally just all known as diploid, and most of them, that's pretty much what you guys would have grown in the past. We also got triploids, which is slightly different when we talk about like the makeup, the genetics involved, the chromosome count in particular. So let's sort of just break it down, right? Because this is another article, shout out to Greenhouse Grower, where they sort of explain how it's coming into, a lot of industries, especially out of California, where one of the leading genetics companies, allegedly introduced the world's worst seedless triploid cannabis for commercial growers. So Dark Heart's Pistol Guard technology produces triploid seeds and clones that essentially cannot produce seed, even when directly exposed to pollen. So even if your plants are exposed to pollen, you ain't going to get no seeds. Interesting. How? Like, everyone knows that if pollen hits your plants, you get seeds. So this little innovation means that triploids can now be grown on the same scale as corn, wheat, or industrial hemp. So there are a lot of benefits when it comes to it. And I don't think it actually stops there, because I think you get a lot of different variations and stuff like that. So again, let's sort of like try to break down exactly what these triploids are, because I did say that it's not a new thing. It's been going on for a while, and consuming seedless fruit generally enhances the experience for most people, right? So if we switch that and think about flowers, why would that not enhance the experience as well? You don't get any fireworks in your flower. You light something up and it's pop, 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 a bunch of seeds in there. Well, granted, a lot of people don't want seeds anyway, but the good old bricks had seeds regardless. But consider bananas, for instance. Bananas lack the seeds because the parent banana tree is a triploid, even though pollination normally occurs. So despite the fact that pollination occurs, you can have no seeds in your flower because that parent was a triploid. So let's break it down a little bit more. Typically, seeds species with a chromosome set number divisible by 2 can produce seeds, right? While those with uneven sets of chromosomes are either sterile or do not produce seeds. So they're sterile. They ain't doing nothing at all. So you guys see what I'm trying to get at here, right? It just has that sterile factor. It just does not pollinate. It does not have intercourse, or however you guys want to put it, as you would think. So that's one part of it. Now again, regular plants or diploids have 2 chromosomes, and I mentioned to you guys about the chromosome count. So a regular plant, standard, you guys are probably going already, diploids, 2 chromosomes, di, means 2 typically, but certain rare organisms possess multiple chromosomes. So you guys know when things go out of whack and you have multiple chromosomes, that's where the triploids come into play. In those cases, plants can develop naturally 3 chromosomes. That makes them triploids. So you got diploids, that's 2. That's what a lot of people naturally grow. And you got triploids, that's 3. So 2, 3. So just think of it that way. Triploid, 3. Now, during cell division, genetic material is actually copied. Like if you guys take it all the way back to science class, genetic material is copied with the new cell inheriting copied chromosomes, while the original cell retains the original set. So that treats the plant with a natural set of plants. That literally treats you with a natural set of, and that disrupts the mitosis, leading to the creation of extra chromosomes without cell division. So the diploid cell becomes a triploid, or in other cases, a tetraploid, which is 4, or a pentaploid, which is 5, and so forth. Right? So it can really just expand like exponentially, right? So again, it's pretty interesting how these things actually work. Now, there is something that I want to talk about because a lot of people are like, this is super interesting and are there benefits to it? And you're losing the fact to make seeds, so it's going to take the breeding out of the realm of the us, and we'll stop getting all these beautiful crosses that we love. But it's not necessarily all bad, all doom and gloom, because there are some possible benefits, right? So I do want to sort of pivot quickly to a great article, which is actually done by Humbo, because Humbo has a lot of these triploids going around right now. I got some myself, the donut triploid. So let's just break it down. Humbo, guys, definitely check out this article from Humbo. But like I said, the triploid is a seed-free approach to cultivation. It allows for stronger and tastier product, while also eliminating the looming threat of cross-pollination for breeders. So if you're a home grower, like myself, you're growing at home, but you're not breeding, you're not doing any pollination at all. You want to make sure that everything you get is a lady, and you don't want no males. You don't want to pollen, you don't want nothing like that. You can get into a situation where you can run some triploids, and those triploids will literally be stronger and tastier product, allegedly. But before we even get into that, it eliminates that threat of cross-pollination. So if you're growing outdoors, especially, and this is where it really comes in clutch, if you're growing outdoors and there are a lot of different people out there growing all sorts of stuff, then pollination can become an issue. That's how some people in the Caribbean islands where I lived had a lot of seeds where they go up into the hills and they chop down their plants, and a lot of their plants are fully seeded because of cross-pollination just through the breeze, So again, they're positives, and they're definitely things that can benefit us even as home growers, right? So let's take it a step back again. If you're, like I said, we broke down triploids, but it's been a norm for years. Genetically, it's structured just like humans, 2 chromosomes, 3 chromosomes. Now, the benefits, this is what I really want to get into. Adding an extra chromosome, right? So if you add an extra chromosome, a lot of people think, well, you're actually taking something the normal, that's like completely normal, something that's supposed to be one way, and you're making it a whole nother way. Isn't that like genetically mutating things? I've seen you guys in the comments as well, genetic mutations. That's pretty much what a triploid is. And to an extent, it may be a genetic mutation, but a lot of people are using these genetic mutations to level up and sort of improve the outcomes of their final product and just sort of help out in the fact that it eliminates that cross-pollination stuff. But what I was wondering is, like, this, by adding this extra chromosome, does it make things bad? Does it affect it negatively in any way? So there are a lot of benefits. Adding a chromosome or several means you're increasing the amount of phenotypes that you can work with. And I think that's pretty key. So by adding that extra chromosome, you actually increase the amount of phenotypes that you can work with. And that increases the scope for what your flowers can look like and what phenos are out there for you as a grower to discover and utilize. So the possibilities at this point are like literally endless. Usually in a pack of beans, you'll get, 5 different phenos in a pack of 5, and some of them may be similar, some of them may express themselves differently. But the beauty of this triploid is that it literally can just be so different. The variety increases, the difference that you can get really does increase. And as a breeder, as a home grower, someone looking for that new, different, really tasty stuff, that's what everyone's looking for, whether you're just at home or you're trying to enter your stuff into a cup and the judges are looking for that new great stuff. It's all about trying to find what's new and unique, just bringing that uniqueness, you know. So yeah, tetraploids definitely are pretty interesting. And what I want to go on to read is that with those 2 chromosomes, growers have a lot more options for breeding as well. So if you guys love varieties, they say varieties the spice of life and all that, varieties the spice of life, people, then you can definitely see some benefit in that, because with a small amount of work you can get some really nice variation, you know. Within the polyploids, like the potential is vastly compounded, and that's literally what I was talking about earlier. It exponentially increases. So these tetraploids will literally allow for, you know, a lot more outcomes. And according to Humbo, these tetraploids will allow for 1,200 different genetics outcomes, which means as more growers explore this type of breeding, the genetics and the diversity will explode. Boom! Explode. Like, that is crazy to me. That's pretty fucking wild. Like, no cap. I don't know what to say. I see you guys in the chat right now going crazy. Guys, hit that like, show some love if you're gaining any information from this, especially when it comes to triploids. I just really wanted to break it down and show you guys, because there's so many different ones going out. You know, Humbo's got some. I got some of the unlabeled ones from Humbo that I got when I linked up with him directly out in Las Vegas. But there are so many different things going on and so many different pieces of information. And I wanted to sort of like break through a lot of the bullshit and sort of give you guys exactly what you guys need to know. Now, the benefits don't just stop at like the genetics and all the different, you know, variations that you can get, the potentials, the exponential increase in those fired beans we love. But what about disease resistance? You know, this could also take the shape of disease resistance, different profiles and different terpene profiles that have not even been discovered yet. Because a lot of people know those crazy trichomes that build onto those plants actually use those as defense mechanisms. They use it as sunblock. They use it as protection against pests and all sorts of stuff. So by increasing that, you know, you get some crazy terpene profiles, different cannabinoid profiles. You get all sorts of Tricom Builds that you haven't noticed yet. If you really look into some of these trichomes, because I don't know if you guys have seen, but I've been on different shows where I've seen Eric Nugshots. Shout out to Eric Nugshots and Homegrown TV, and they've literally gone straight into these trichomes doing super macro shots, and you actually see the trichomes. A regular trichome looks sort of like what we saw in this picture. Where is it? This picture? Is it? No, this picture. This is what a regular trichome looks like, guys. So you guys can see this is just a regular trichome, but for the most part, the one that we saw on the triploid was actually like doing crazy funky mutations. So the mutations actually go down, not just the plant, the flower itself, but even down to the trichome builds. Like the trichome builds themselves are crazy funky trichome builds. So it's really funky to see, and honestly pretty amazing. Like those Tricom Builds, like if you guys have seen that, you guys probably know what I'm talking about. But definitely check out Eric Nugshots. He's doing some great stuff. He's got a great book as well where you guys can learn a lot. But Tricom Builds on those triploids are ridiculous. Now, I'm seeing coming in as well, we've got a slight picture. I just got it. Let me see if I can grab it and show you guys really quickly, because I'm doing everything all at once on this show. This is one of the example. This is not the one from Eric Nugshots, but an example of a crazy trichome build. So you guys can see it's supposed to be just one. Like it's supposed to be just one branching off, but it's actually branching into 5, 6. You know, sometimes they split in half and they go different ways, like, you know, 2 trichomes trying to run away from each other. So it really is really crazy to see, really interesting to see, and dope AF. And if you think it's dope AF, definitely hit that like button like Saul says, man. Hit that like. Salute to all growers. And yeah, triploids are crazy cool and crazy interesting, man. But yo, y'all gotta check out them new Mars Hydro Evo Smart Lights, fam. Those lights rock. Y'all know we've been running Mars Hydro gear on this channel for the longest while now. And no matter whether you're a beginner grower or a master grower, whatever the hell that means, then for sure, Mars Hydro Lights got you covered, fam. 2 of my personal favorites are the FC8000 and the SP3000. These lights rock. And now Mars Hydro's leveled up the game even more with these Evo Smart Lights, fam. Definitely check them out, guys. And of course, we got you guys covered with that discount code icanthc. Use that and snag like a nice little discount on anything. Definitely check out the Mars Hydro official website. Now, if I were you guys, I'd use that discount code on them new Evo smart lights, fam. These lights got some amazing standout features, such as the Samsung LM301H Evo's high efficiency rating. We're talking 3.14 UMOs per joule for a single diode and 2.85 UMOs per joule for the entire light. Mind-blowing. Plus, they also got that new smart FC4000 Evo bar light made for 2x4 coverage. So if you're like me and you love to use 2x4 tents just because of how versatile and nifty they are, then this light is definitely worth a try. For any 2x4 tent, I'd recommend this or the SP3000. I love my SP3000. And for any 4x4 or 5x5 tent, I'm going to definitely recommend these new Evo smart lights or that FC8000. I've also used the FC6500 and it works great. Now, it doesn't stop there, guys, because Mars Hydro's also got tons of grow tents, carbon filters, and other grow equipment as well. If you're just starting off, you can grab an entire grow kit with everything that you need to get started from seed all the way to harvest, including thermometers, pots, timers, the works. With that Mars Hydro icanthc discount, you guys can get it at a great price too. So level up your grow room and thank me later. You won't regret it. I promise you, fam. But it does not stop there, because I also think that, there are a lot of things that people need to be aware of. Triploid breeding can result in enhanced yield. And that is something that I just seen someone drop in the chat as well. Bigger yield, faster growth. Shout out to Jack Beanstalk. Bigger yield, faster growth, and all good for commercial. As a home grower, these things mean nothing. As a medical user, I need males and making sure it's what works for me. No triploids. So you see, this is exactly what I was hoping to get. A differing opinion from you guys. See what people think about it. Some people like the triploids. Some people don't want don't want to be part of the triploid at all. So really interesting to see you guys' perspective. Drop into the comments down below. Let me know what you guys think of triploids. Are you guys interested in them? Do you guys not want them? How do you guys feel about them? Let me know your general feelings. But triploid, they do go on to say that triploid breeding can result in an increased yield and even more powerful potency. So if you're growing at home for increased potency and you're really a medical user who needs some potent flower to deal with that pain and deal with those seizures or anything like that, then maybe triploids may not be that bad of an idea with that increased product potency. But of course, you'll have to get it tested. You have to do a T-check or whatever, send it to a lab, T-check at the very least, maybe, but send it to a lab for some proper tests and figure out what your percentages are looking like. Is it actually making a difference? Or is it actually better than what I was doing all the time before? Things like that. But according to Humbo, early research on the topic has revealed that polyploid plants might enjoy decreased flowering time as well as an increased total biomass. So let me get this straight. Increased biomass, but a shorter flowering time? So you're telling me I can get bigger plants in a shorter period of time? Are you guys serious? Or is this just a joke? I don't know. I'm going to have to test that through myself. But research actually does link. Humboldt has linked this research page to the National Library of Museum. So you guys can see it right here. If you literally click the word research on this article, it takes you to the National Library of Medicine. And you can read all about, the article. It actually seems like it's a pretty lengthy article. Cannabinoid and biomass yield. This study showed that the potential for polymanipulation and the improvement of hemp cultivar bio and biomass yield. So it seems that, with their conclusion, they have concluded that there is an increase in yield. Now, all that said, guys, stuff said, triploids may produce less seeds. Yes, so if you're into breeding, you may not want to be messing around with the triploids. Who knows? If you got a hermaphrodite plant or neighbors with a big hemp field and male pollen in the air, your triploids won't produce nearly as many seeds as your diploid plant. Now, you guys will probably know if you got stuff pollinated, you get tons of seeds, barely any flower, hella seeds. But this will help you sort of shield yourself from that. So, let's just sort of close it all off and bring it full circle, with Humboldt. What does this all mean for diploid plants? The good old diploid, the two chromosomers, are they going away? Are triploids here to stay? Are diploids going away? Personally, I don't think they are. But let's see what they say. They say, if you're wondering whether triploid is a threat to the everyday diploid, well, it isn't. Diploids are still absolutely necessary to produce a polyploid in the first place, and they're also essential for stabilizing genetics or making seeds homozygous, and they all produce the same plant. While triploids are not replacing the old guard of the regular diploids, they definitely provide a choice option for growers looking for a higher yield, stronger potency, and a decreased risk of harmful cross-pollination. So if you're still unsure, take a look at your kitchen fruit basket. This is neither new nor scary. It's an avenue for better taste, stronger smell, and is a range of genetics yesterday's industry can only dream about. And this is just the start. So that is something that I definitely think I would agree with when Humbo. Back in the day, these were definitely not anything that anyone would be thinking about at all. It's not anything that would be on anyone's mind, period. But nowadays, we can get all these amazing genetics, all these crazy new crosses, and we can get triploids, diploids, and try all sorts of stuff. But personally, I'm sort of on the fence with it. I'm interested by it. I'm definitely intrigued by it, but I'm more interested in finding out what you guys think. So drop it in the comments down below and let me know what you guys think when it comes to the diploids, the triploids. Let me know if you guys enjoyed this show today, because we always going to be doing different shows like this. Shout out to Fighting the Evil. We got that great show, Matt. Thank you, fam. I really appreciate that, and I really enjoy all you guys, man. And the giveaway, guys, is going to be being done right now as well. So before we close things off, I'm going to tell you guys to head over to Instagram, drop a comment on the last picture that I have posted. I'm going to drop the Instagram because, like I said, we are doing a giveaway, and I want all you guys to be able to get a chance to be part of that giveaway. So I'm going to give you guys a little bit of time just to, join up, be part of the fam. But I dropped the link. Follow on Instagram. I'll drop the link for you guys to see. It is www.instagram.com. Just search ican_VIP_seeds. Drop a comment on the last picture that was up. It is a breeding project, which we have done. So drop a comment on that picture. It's actually a video. So drop a comment on that video and you guys will automatically be entered. So head over there, follow, drop a comment, and you guys are automatically entered. And Mrs. K's Garden says she's not on Instagram. It's all good. No worries at all. We will be doing another one super soon, so stay tuned. And yeah, man, guys, let me know what you guys think of the triploids, the triploids, the diploids, the tetraploids, the quadruploids. And don't forget to join up with the iCan VIP Bean Club for some of that fire. We got mailboxes burning down all the time. And that... something I'm throwing. The banoffee pie is dank. So definitely join up, man, and let me know what you guys think, man. But thank you guys for tuning in. Smash that like and wait. If you guys want to find out more about growing that fire, then definitely check out any episode on screen right now, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace, fam.